Hi guys, and welcome to Unity Fortnite Style Piano tutorial. Let me show you guys how this works. So all I'm just going to do is just to move the third person around. There we go. So we're gonna have to put together one of these. So let's try the black keys. There we go. So the tutorial is just all about putting together something like this, a piano, and you can add one or two more object to it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Unity development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's exit out of this very one, and we'll start a new project. So you see right here, make sure the template you're selecting is the 3D core. So I'm going to come in here and give my project a name. I'll just call it the piano. Get rid of that. Click on create project. There we go, guys. Alright, the editing environment is ready now, but before we can go any further, very first thing I'd like you guys to do is let's go straight to Windows right here, and I'm going to drop that down, select package manager. Inside package manager, exactly this is what I want, all sky free. You see, inside the all sky free, we want the epic, I think it's called epic sky. So click on import, and once it's ready, because we don't want to import it all, the whole package is about 300 plus. Have a good look at that. It's 320.25. that is it right there. That's a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncheck everything, and let's look for the epic blue or something like that. Epic, there we go, epic blue sunset. Click on the epic blue sunset. That's all. That's the one I want. As you can see, it's all checked. Now click on import. So that's, I'm going to be using that for just the background, so that's fine. And right there, that's the epic blue sunset itself. There we go. So we can just pick either these or these for our skybox. So let's continue. Now I'm going to go back straight into the package manager again, and what I then need here is going to be background car. Okay, let's get hold of that. We need that as well. So I'm going to click on import, and that is done right there. Now I also need the super character asset, so I'm gonna click on this and bring it right down to the super character asset. Let's see this very one here, import that. There we go. Now click on import again, and that's the super character controller. It's coming up now. And there we go, the super character controller is ready. But before I continue, let's do one thing. Double click on the super character controller, and I'm going to double click on the demo, and right in there I need a demo right here, and just double click on the demo. So I'm going to be using that as my background, and there we go, that's it coming up. Good. Now if I run it, there will be a form of camera showing right here. Let's run it and you guys see what I'm talking about. And right there, look at those lines. I really don't want those lines, so I'm going to get rid of them. Okay, so let's go back into the, you see the game tab. I'm going to select play. Okay, and let's select play maximum. Okay, select that, and that is sorted. So if I run it now, you guys should see the whole screen will be filled up. So let's see, that's it coming up. Okay, so we can just walk towards the car and see, yeah, we can do that, that's fine. That is good, and walk towards the building itself. Around here I'm going to arrange my piano keys. Alright, that's fine. Now let's exit out and carry on with some more importing of the asset. So the next asset that I'm going to add will be the starter asset. That is it right there. Click on import, and the starter asset, inside it all I need is the third person controller. Okay, I'm going to click on import. So you have to click on import twice. There we go, it's coming up now. Okay, with the starter asset, this dialog pops up saying this project is using the new input system package. So just click on yes. But once you click on yes, the system will have to restart itself. I'm going to click on yes. There we go. System restarting. Okay, the starter asset is ready. And one more thing, let's get hold of the music note I intend to use, and right here, drag and put it right in here. There we go. Now the music notes is in place. Very good. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, before I go any further, in here let's add the starter asset. So click on the starter asset and then double click on the third person. Inside the third person, double click on the prefab, and what we want is the player amateur, this very one here. Okay, I'm going to dump the player amateur somewhere right here. So let's go inside the scene. I need, let's go to the front. No, the front door, where the front door is. That's the front door there. Okay, somewhere here. I'm just gonna drag and drop it here. So where is it? Player amateur, drag, just dump it right here somewhere. Right. Okay, now the next thing that I want to do is, since I already have that in there, you see the player, once the player amateur is in there, now I'm now going to go straight into the tools. That's the tools there, drop it down. Let's select starter asset, and inside the starter asset we now want to select reset third person controller. Why do we want to do this? We want to do that so that the camera can follow the player amateur around. If I run it now, you will notice the camera will not even follow the player amateur. I'm just going to show you guys what I'm talking about, and that is it. Nothing is happening, seems. Okay, so let's exit out. Right. Okay, back in here, let's go straight into the tools. Select starter asset and let's select reset third person controller, and there we go. So if you notice, we now have a camera there. Okay, and that's it right there. Okay, that is the camera, and that is known as Cinemachine, I believe. So I'm going to try it out one more time. So let's click on run and see what's going to happen with that. There we go, look at that. But what's happening is the camera is not following it around as well, because we have two cameras in there now. Okay, we have two cameras right in there. The very first camera, that is the camera for the super character controller. We need to get rid of that. How do we do that? Come right here. Okay, look at super character controller. If you select it, that is the camera. You only allow one action listener, so I'm going to uncheck that, or I can just select the super character controller and just uncheck the whole lot. There we go, that's it. Okay, I prefer to do it that way. So the super first person controller is gone. because we are now using third-person controller from the starter asset. So let's see, look at that, the camera is now very close to it. Look at that. So if we select here, we are supposed to be able to get into the building when we select the E key. Okay, we can't get into it, so I'm just going to disable that very door anyway. So let's come right in here. I think the door might be somewhere here. Let's see. Alright, that is the front door. I'm going to disable that, and that is the text. Disable that as well. Okay, remember the text that say press E key? I've got rid of that. And the door now, I've actually made the door open. There's some other doors in there that you can maybe try E key for them. Well, I don't intend to use that because this tutorial is only all about the piano keys. So the door is opened. Now what we need to then do is we now need to start work with our piano. So right here I'm going to add my keys. Okay, so let's go back in here, collapse all of these and this as well, and I'm going to right click in here, and I will then select empty game object. That very empty game object, I'm going to give it a name, so let's call it music underscore notes underscore, let's say cubes. There we go. And right click in there again, and let's add a cube. That's the very first cube. This very first cube, I'm going to call it, let's say music cube underscore C. That'll be the C note. Good. And there, that's the cube right there. See how big that is? So let's adjust it properly so that we can use that as our reference. So maybe place that somewhere here. I'm going to carry out the following modifications. So let's change this to about 3.7. Okay, and here I'm going to make that 0.6, and here I'm going to make that 0.65. Right. So let's push that in here, and let's see, push it down a little bit. Okay. So that's going to be my very first note. And this very first note, I'm going to add, you see where we have box collider, make sure that is checked. And we also need a mesh collider. Come right in there, mesh collider. There. And you see where we have convex and it's triggered, make sure they are both checked. We may have to change one or two things, but for now just leave it like that. Alright, now I've just created just one keynote. I'm going to close that, and now I want to create my music note. Right click in here and let's select empty game object, and that very empty game object, I'm going to call that music notes. There we go, music notes. And this very music notes, that is going to take in the following, but then let's create more empty game objects. So this one is going to be C notes, or we can just call it note underscore C. That's for note C. The next one, let's right click on this and just create a duplicate. That will be note D. Another duplicate. Then we also have note E, duplicate, note E. Okay, press enter, create another one. That would be note F. Note G. Then we have note A. Note B. Create another duplicate, change that to B. Very good, press enter. We want note C1. C1. Then we have note D1. Another one. The next one is going to be note E1. E1. Then we have note F1. There. Okay, those are all my white notes. Now I want to define the black notes. So I'm going to right click again. So the first one is going to be C sharp. C underscore lowercase s, or anyhow you want it. And the next one is going to be D. D lowercase. Then we want F sharp. I don't know what it's called, but I'll just call it sharp. Okay, now the next one here, let's go for G sharp. Then we have double B. B. And we have two more. This will be C sharp 1. CS1. And finally we have DF1. DS1. There we go. So all my empty game object for the notes are ready. So now let's add all the notes. Remember the notes that are copied. There they are. Okay, you see this, let me clear it out. That error is not, it's fine now. Okay, the very first one here, look at it, C. I'm going to drag C note, drop it right in there. There we go. And if you come in here in the properties, scroll right down, you now want to change that. Make sure it's selected. You now want to change that. Play on awake. No. The next one is D. Notes. Let's look for D. Drop it there. Play on awake. No. E note. I have these notes. If you guys want, I'm going to include the link anyway, so that's fine. Then we have F notes. Make sure you get rid of play on awake. What that one is doing is as soon as the system starts, it will play if you don't uncheck it. So we have G. There we go. We have A. No, we need to get rid of play on awake. We have A. There. We have B. Get rid of that. We have C1. Uncheck play on awake. We have D. We are almost there, so don't worry. We have E1. E1. There we go. Get rid of play on awake. F1. Drag and drop. Done. C sharp. There. Get rid of that. D sharp. Then we have F sharp. Grab it, drop it there. Then we have GS, G sharp, or whatever it's called. Drag and drop. Get rid of that. Let's make sure we got rid of this as well. Then double B there. Then we have C sharp 1, then D sharp 1. D sharp 1 should be there somewhere. There we go, that's it right there. Alright, so all my music notes are in place. There. They're all here now. And I also need to add the rest of the buttons. So this is one, but let's get just one of these button working, or one of these notes working first, then we'll take it from there. So the next thing that I want to do now is to put together just a single line of code to get just one of it playing. Okay, let's put together some lines of code to play the music note. So right inside here, I'm going to right click and let's go straight into create. Let's select scripts and I'm going to give that and I'll just call it music code. That's fine. Now let's select music code and click on open to open the the development environment or the coding environment. It's coming up now. My code view is ready, so I'm going to get rid of all of these for now, and I will start first of all by creating a public variable. I'm going to call that, the data type will be audio source. So let's enter audio source, and the very first audio source that I'm going to be using, I'm going to call that C underscore notes. That would be for my notes, C notes. Let's make this uppercase. Right. Now I'm going to copy that and use that for the others. So that is 5. I need a couple more. We have 10. There we have 11 there for the lowercase, and here will be 7. So let's grab hold of 4. Paste that in there and let's change the names around. So this is going to be D notes. Then we have E, F, G. Then we have A, B, C1, D1, E1, and F1. There. And the black key notes that start from C sharp, that's CS. Then we have DS, F, S, G, S. Then we have B, BB, we have CS1, then DS1, DS1. Alright, my music notes variables are all in place. Now let's put together a function that will play this music now. So what we need is, we're going to have to use a function known as OnTrigger. So I'm going to say public void OnTriggerEnter. Okay, so that will be collider if it collide on others. Now enter curly braces there, using an if statement. If all that's the player collided with, if that is equals game object, and let's say if the game objects dot compare, let's say dot compare tag. So we still have to create a tag. So let's say the very first tag is C notes. If that is C note, we now want, press enter, we want music note C, this very one, we want it to play. These variables would be, that's where we will add all our notes anyway. So dot play. That is that. Done for the very first one. So you can just copy that. Copy this across. So if the next one happens to be D, this is what we want. Paste. If the music note is D, then this becomes D, and so on. Paste, and this is E, and this becomes E. I guess, yeah, that's E. Now the next one, F. F, and this is F. Music note G, I believe that will be G. Yeah, we have a G, and this will be G uppercase as well. Then we have A, and this will become A. Then we have a B. This becomes B. And after that we have C1, and this becomes C1. Let's make sure that it's C1, that is correct, note C1. Then we have D1 and so on. Copy this. And this one is D1, and this is D1. We have E1, and this will be E1. We have F1, and that is F1. This is F here. That's good. So all of these lines of code will be for the white key notes. So let's take care of the black key note, which start from C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, and so on. So come right down here, and that is C sharp 1. Okay, in lowercase, that is in uppercase. Yeah, that is correct. It's in, no, that's just uppercase. Okay, get rid of this. I want to arrange it in order. That's C sharp. The next one is going to be D sharp, DS, and this will be DS. We have FS, and this will be FS. Then we have GS, and this will be uppercase GS. Then we have B, uppercase B. I'm just going to put BB in there, and this one will be uppercase B. I think is, let's see the variable there. Yeah, lowercase b, that is it right here, lowercase b. So come right down there. Then we have CS1, DS1, there. And that is all the lines of code that we play the music. That will play the music notes. Alright, that's fine. So let's make sure it's saved, and let's go to our Unity editor. Right in here, the editor is now compiling. Okay, it's telling me I do have an error. That should have been uppercase really. So let's go back to the code. You see where I have player, the play should have been uppercase. So make sure you get it right. That should be uppercase P. It's case sensitive, so be careful. So let's come right down, just change the rest. There we go. Right, almost there now. Yeah, just 3 more, 2 more. And there we go, all done. And let's save that. Save and go back to the editor. And does it recompiling one more time? All these errors should disappear now, because I can see the variables all appearing here. So we see that's gone. So be careful because it's case sensitive. Now you see these lines of code. I'm now going to drag it and drop it right on top of or inside my player amateur there. So drag and drop. There we go. Right, is now right here. There we go. Right there. So all the variables are here, and now it's telling me there is no data in here, so I need to now add my music note. You see my music note, drop it down. C note, drag, drop. There, you see that? D note, E, drag and drop. Yeah, that's E. F, G, A note, B note, C1, D1. Bring this down, we have D1, E1, F1, C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, and double B. Then we have CS1, DS1. There. And that's it taken care of. Now the other thing that is left for us to do is remember all of these tags. I now have to create a tag. So I'm going to copy the very first tag. Now let's select this very one here. Okay, select that very cube. It's called music cube C, and select on tag, drop it down, add a tag to it, and you see where we have 0 tag, add 1 tag, C note tab, save that. So my very first tab is created, or my very first tag is created. So select the cube and go to where it says on tag and select this very one. There we go. That's it. I've just get it tagged. Okay, let's try it out. So I'm gonna click on run and let's see what's gonna happen. There is 1 or 2 more editing that has to take place. Let's see how it's gonna work on it. You see that it actually went through it, which I don't want, and the camera also need to be repositioned as well. So look at least when it make contact with the cube, it does activate the music note. That's good enough. So let's do one more thing. Now the problem is if I dare uncheck this, let's see what's going to happen with that. There won't be any sound, I think. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, like I said. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that very one. So let's go back in there. Okay, and enable convex and is triggered. And the other thing is, let's move this guy back so that we can see what we're doing. So let's come back in here. The camera should be able to follow. Right. Okay, that's fine. You see this very note? I'm going to copy it. So let's move this aside. I think that's all of my music notes. Let's select it all and just move them aside. I'm going to copy this very one. So collapse the music node. This is the cube. Right click on the cube and create a duplicate cube. This very cube, I'm just going to call it music cube C underscore show. Okay, that's the one that we show underscore show. There. Now change that. Right, that is fine. Now the one that we show, I'm going to leave it where it is, but the thing is, where we have mesh, I'm going to get rid of 1, 2. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of those two, and I will also reduce the height of that. Or we can just push it down, something like that. Yeah. Why this other one here, the main one with the music note, I'm going to, you see where we have mesh renderer, this one, I'm going to uncheck that there. So when I play it, you guys will see the other one below, but you will not see the one with the real music. So let's go back in there and play it. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so that's fine now. Very good. But I still want the camera to show it all. So that's fine. Now all I'm now going to do is, to be on the safe side, I'm just going to see this one. Let's move it up a little bit, tiny little bit. I think it's fine the way it is. Okay, just move this right in there. So it's now a child of the other one. So I'm going to right click and then copy. No, before copying, let's select it. Select it all and just push it that way. Right. Now we can now copy. Control, no, not that. Where's the music note? Here, this very one. Right. Right click, duplicate. Now okay, select the duplicated one and just drag it away. Right, we have one there, so this one is going to be D note, and press enter. The one inside it, I'm going to call it show D note. Now what about the tag? There is no D tag, so we need to create a D tag. There. Save that, and here that will have a D tag. The cover doesn't really need a tag. This one has a D tag. What about this? Does it have a D tag? No, it still has C tag. There. So when I play it now, we should be able to hear the two different notes. Let's try that again. What was it? You hear that? Very good. Very good. So two different notes. So I'm going to select both. Or select it all. Close this. Select both. room for it. Right click and duplicate, drag. Alright, repeat that again so that we can speed it up. So we have about 8. That's 10 now. That's nice. So we just need one more. Duplicate. 1. The white is 12 altogether. Yeah. Alright, I think that's fine. The last one, is there enough room there? Yeah. And just drag. Okay, that's fine. Okay then. We now need to change their names individually. So the first 2 are taken care of. So let's take care of this. This one is going to be E. So select that, come in here, change that to E. Let's see. Yeah, that's E. Okay. That's the one inside, and no, I think I have changed the wrong one. Let's see. Yeah, this is fine. As a D, and this one will be E. The inside will be E as well. Right. And we also need to create the note, but before that, let's just change all the names first. This is going to be F. Inside will be F. Close this. That's a G. Inside will be a G. And this will be A. And the inside will be A as well. Collapse that. And we have a B. The cube inside is a B. There we go. Almost there. This is the boring part of it, but that's okay. Then we have a D. No, we have B, and then we have C, CS1, C1. Drop it down, and this one is going to be C1 as well. Okay, then this is going to be D1. D1. Drop that down. D1. And we're missing 2. We need E1 and F1. Copy, duplicate. Okay, since all these white notes are taken care of, I'm going to now just finish up with the tags. There are 9 more tags that I have to do for the white notes. So the next one is going to be, that will be E. E notes. Alright, copy that. We have E, F note, G note, A note, and we have B note. We have C1 note, D1 note, E1 note, then F1 note. Now for the black keys, we have CS1 note, no CS note. That's the first one. Then DS note, FS note, FS note, GS note, double B note. Then we have CS1 note, and finally DS1 note. Alright, all my notes are in place. This one is incorrect. Let's see if we can. I'm going to delete that and just rename it properly. CS1 notes. There. Okay, so those are my notes taken care of. Now select E. Select all of the notes in E and get it tagged with note E. There, it's tagged. Now F. Get it tagged. F is tagged. Now select G. G cube, then let's come to G notes. That is fine. We want A note, A note. There, it's tagged as well. Now B note, B. There we go. Tagged. C1 note, C1. There. D1 note, D1. There. Then we have F, no, E, E1. We have F1, F1 note. There. Okay, so all of the white keys are taken care of. Let's run it and see. I should be able to play the music notes just using the white keys now. So we'll then take care of the black keys. Let's go in there. Let's start from here. Alright. There we go. The white keys are done. That is fine. All I just need to do is just to reposition our camera. But let's take care of the black notes first. So the black notes, I'm just going to copy. Let's just copy one. Yeah, I'm going to copy this. Right. But then I need, let's right click and create. We need material. And this material, I'm going to change the color albedo. Let's change that to black. That is fine. Now my color is ready. So let's copy one of these notes. So I'm going to copy this very first one. Control, or let's just, no, that's the wrong one. Yeah, that's the right one. right click and duplicate. So this is the copied one there. Now for the copied one, I'm going to reduce the size. So let's see the copied one. There we go. That is it. Let's reduce the size of everything. Nope. No, we don't want that. We do not want that. Yes, something like that. Yeah, that will do. Now this one, bring it down. This one here, we now want to change the color to black there, and we also need to change the names. Select both first. Let's get it tagged, and that's meant to be CS, C sharp. Where is it? C sharp. There we go. C sharp note is on it now. Okay, so we need to move it where we can see it. I think, let's see. And we also need to, let's change the names so that we don't get it mixed up. So this one is going to be CS, and this is going to be CS. Okay, we then need to position it right on top of the white keys. So let's select both first. But first thing first, let's make sure it plays. I just want to try that out. Once I play, then I can position it on top of the white keys. Let's go for it. It's right there somewhere. Yeah. Very good. That's fine. All right. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to get out of there, and let's come back in here. Select both and just bring it here. Move it up slightly and drag it right there. Okay, let's take care of the next one, and that is meant to be D sharp. So let's right click and duplicate. Bring it down, and I'm going to change that to DS. And let's change the content in there as well to DS. There, uppercase. Right, I'm going to select both, and I'll then come right here and just look for DS. There, the tag DS. Now drag it away from there and just paste it right there. Okay, I'm going to select both and just readjust them. Let's move it, yeah, something like that. Alright, now without taking care of, let's take care of the other one. That's going to be F. So let's make sure, yeah, the tag is in place. Right click, and that's going to be F. Drag that right here. Change the name to FS, and the content inside it, that to be, or the hardcover or whatever, change that to F. Done. Now that is done, come right down. Oh, and I need to change the tag. Let's come here, that's FS tag. Done. Now FS is taken care of. Let's take care of, let's create a duplicate and take care of GS. Change this to GS as well. Select both and change the tag to GS. Done. Now move it to the side. Right, done. Okay, so that is done. We need just one more on this side. Then the next one, that's going to be BB. Right click on GS, select duplicate, change that to double B, and the inner part of it, change it to double B as well. Select both and change the tag double B. There, that is that done. Drag it, put it to the side. Right click on double B and change this to CS1, and the inner part of it will be CS1. Select both, change the tag to CS1 tag. There, drag it away. That is fine. Now final one, that will be DS1. Create a duplicate, change the name to DS1, and the inner part of it, change it to DS1 as well. Done. And then select both the tag, change where's the tag, DS1, and there we go. Drag this and paste it right on the side, and that's all there is to it. We finish up with the music notes now. Right, so let's run that. There we go, guys, look at that. So let's go and play the music. Okay, the black note is working fine. That is fine. That is good. So all that is just left for us now is just to add my skybox. So click on the skybox, that is it right there. Drag, drop. There, that's taken care of. And I think on the first part of it, I actually showed you guys some dancing rabbit. Let's look for it. I think we go straight into package manager, and we need the low poly, something low poly. Let's look for low poly. I think this might be it. Yeah, there we go. It's only about 17 megabytes. Now just click on import and import again. And right there, the dancing rabbit is on board, so there it is. Double click on the dancing rabbit. I think somewhere here. Yeah, go to model, go in there, character, cartoon, rabbit. Yeah, that's the rabbit. Drag, drop it there. That is the rabbit. Seems a little bit very big. It's huge. So let's change that to about 0.3. Yeah, fine. And let's see, 0.3 here, 0.3. There we go. And bring the rabbit here and make that as 0, make that about 90. Yeah, and just right click and copy the rabbit. Where is the rabbit? Somewhere. That's the rabbit. Right click, duplicate, drag it to the side. Those are the two dancing rabbits you guys saw, and the main one. So let's run it and see. Run. And that might be all. No, there's one more thing. Oh, the rabbit are way up there. No. Bring them down. I'll just bring the rabbit down. Push it right there. Yep, that's fine. Repeat the same thing for the next one here. Okay. Now we need one more thing. The background car. There we go. That is it. I think it's in here. No, not there. Try the other one. Material. No, not there. Well, if I don't see the car, I'll just have to leave that alone. There we go. That's the car. Drag, drop. Make that 90 degrees. There we go. That's the car, and just drag it here. put it right here, just like the other one, and move the Zerika in a little bit, and there. Okay guys, so let's run it now and call it the end of the whole project. So let's click on run. It's coming up now. There we go, that is it right there. So let's move towards the keys. Let's go take it from here. That is how you create your own Fortnite style piano. And that's how you create your own Fortnite style piano in Unity. So with that guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. And please do subscribe to my channel. This is DJ Omen's second channel. And thanks for watching. I'm Paul Omen. Bye for now. Bye.